Hello everyone, today I'm going to mainly use an eyeshadow from Bobbi Brown shade in Antique Rose. This look is very simple, very wearable, looks fantastic on any skin tone or in any occasion. Depends on how much you put and how far you blend. So let's begin. First I'm going to start by applying Flawless Fusion Concealer from Mercier. Since this product is a concealer, you can apply over your entire lid and also your lower eye, so it can look very perfect. However, we're gonna do the rest of the under eye concealing later, so try to focus more on the upper eyelid. I like to work a little bit on my T-zones as well, so it kind of works as an undercover base before I put on foundation later. Next, I'm going to use Revlon Color Stay Cream Eyeshadow, shade in 715. This cream eyeshadow will be a perfect base for the eyeshadow. Not only improves the color payoff and extends your eye makeup wear. And what I like about this 715 color is that it's very light, so it looks very natural and can be worn over your lower eye as well. Just apply it thoroughly on your entire eye area. And next I'm going to use this Bobbi Brown Antique Rose eyeshadow. This color, however, will not give much color payoff, so I'm gonna use this with a very large fluffy brush from NARS to just work this color as a base, and it's just sheer wash up color. Also, I'm going to take a small pointed brush to go over my lower lash line so it can look kind of uniform. And to add a little bit more fresh touch, I'm going to use this Bobbi Brown eyeshadow in Bone. I'm just gonna go lightly around my eye area. So this technique will ensure your eyeshadow won't be looking so chalky, but actually it adds a freshness to it, and you can go really big and large because we are just blending right now. Make sure it's smooth and even. And next I'm going to use this Urban Decay Cherry palette and using shade in Feels. This Feels shade has a rose tint, but it has more lively feeling to it, so it can really add more romanticism. And I'm by using this angled brush applying near to my lash line, corner of my eye, as well as my lower eye. So it really brings that freshness and romantic feeling and the vibe to the eye makeup, and it blends so easily. So once you look at my eyes, it has a tint of rose. And keep building. I'm gonna add a little bit more on the lower eye here, and there I put a little bit too much on my lower eye here. I'm gonna use the larger brush that I used earlier to fade it away. And all this process is just so easy and smooth as you keep blending and blending. And next I'll be using this waterproof eyeliner pencil from Sephora. This is shade in Brown, and this is kind of a chocolate brown. I'll be gently massage into the roots of my lashes, and then move on to smudging eyeliner brush to just fade. And I can also bring it kind of outwards so it can really enhance my natural eye shape. And go near to your lash line as close as possible so you can get the most definition. And then while smudging, you can just gently flick it out to the outer corner of your eye. And at this step, I'm gonna go back to Feels eyeshadow again, so I can ensure that seamlessness, that this eyeliner, this eyeshadow, and Antique Rose eyeshadow are perfectly blending all together. So this technique brings everything together. And I'll be using more deeper eyeliner pencil to define. This is my favorite technique I like to call double lining and smudging. This ensures the most natural definition and dimension without looking overdone. And next I'm going back to Antique Rose eyeshadow, just adding a final touch. And next I'm going to use this Show Crayon Kohl shade in Black. And this time I'm gonna really just go close to my lash line, massage very gently. This is just to thicken my lashes and also look more defined. And this eyeliner pencil is very convenient because it has a smudging tool attached. Or you can go back to this previous brush that you used earlier. So I'm going to repeat using this brush again to just soften out edges. And foundations, I'm going to use NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I'm going to start by applying my cheek area to chin. My foundation has been done by using NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. And next I'm going to use a concealer. I'm going to use Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer, which I use for my eyelid. And I have these little flaws and rednesses. So by concealing the skin perfectly and making a perfect canvas, it actually draws more attention to your eyes or lips wherever there's a color. So that being said, if you have a lot of redness and wearing a red lipstick, it draws too much attention on your face and your lips, this entire area, so it looks very messy. So in order to create more even and perfect looking skin, you'll probably want to use a concealer in a very delicate way, like I'm doing right now. I'm going very light hand. And also my suggestion is conceal wherever needed, because you don't have to use a full coverage concealer or full coverage foundation on your entire face just to conceal those tiny little flaws. My skin has flaws, and everybody does. That doesn't mean you have to use a full coverage, very heavy foundation to totally mask your skin. I feel that is quite unnecessary and extreme. And also I have a little bit of redness right here. I can use a Bobbi Brown concealer brush. Just press and out and blend those edges. Looks 100% perfect. And next I'll be removing any of those redness around my nose here. And next I'm going to use this NARS Orgasm X blush. For this blush color, I'll just need a very light hue of color. So I'm just gonna really lightly, first I'm gonna take some powder off and I'm gonna just push it into my face, the center of my cheek area here. Try not to rub your skin with a rolling motion because concealers may come off if you rub it and buff it. Just buff it on your palm and push it into your cheek. I'm working very closely to the center of my cheek here so I can draw more attention on the center of the face, focused. And if any concealer came off, then you can always go back and do target concealing. And next, lips. I'm going to use this MAC Powderkiss lipstick shade in Sultriness. If you want to create more naturally blurred lips, make sure don't forget to rub your lips together. And next, eyebrows. I'm gonna use a very light eyebrow powder because I usually go with very deep defined brows, but to harmonize with this look, I think it's better to use a very light brown shade. Otherwise, it's gonna be looking very highly defined and something not harmonizing together. So I'm gonna use this NARS eyeshadow palette. From this palette, I'm going to use this shade in Sophia. This is MAC 217. Work your way from the arch of the eyebrow and gently and slowly move in to the inner corner of the eyebrow to make sure it's defined but naturally. And next I'll be using this NARS Laguna bronzing powder. I'm gonna work my way more on the cheekbone here so it's kind of hugging the cheek. It's not defying, but it's definitely slimming. For Asians like me, it works better because we have more broader cheekbone than any other race. So if you want to put a bronzing powder or contour powder, you may try to work more on this cheek area so you can kind of hug and minimize, and also use very large fluffy brush like this one. This is brush number 2 from Chanel. And to finish off this look, I'm gonna finish with the eyelash curler and the mascara. And next I'm gonna go with mascara from Lancome. So this is final look, monochromatic dusky rose by using a Bobbi Brown's antique rose eyeshadow color. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon with a new tutorial.